Chosen one, this message isn't for everyone. But if you've been battling with financial lack behind closed doors, if your soul has been preparing for something greater, but your wallet didn't get the memo, then you're not here by accident. Because the cycle of struggle is breaking, and restoration is closer than you think. They told you, money doesn't grow on trees. You grew up hearing, we can't afford that. But something inside you always whispered, this isn't how the story ends. Many chosen ones are born into families where lack is normal, not just materially but mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. You saw your caretakers struggle to make ends meet, stretch every dollar, choose survival over joy. And slowly, poverty became familiar, not just in the bank account but in the mindset. But unlike those around you, deep within your soul, you never believed this was all you were meant for. You might not have known how or when, but you knew. I was sent here to break what broke generations before me. And that's because you are the transitional soul. The one handpicked by God to end the struggle, not just for yourself but for your bloodline, your children, and the people tied to your mission. But before the breakthrough comes, there's a battle. You've probably hit job loss, heavy debt, setbacks right after progress, unexpected expenses that made no sense spiritually. That wasn't just bad luck. It was spiritual resistance, trying to stop the one person who could break the cycle and restore the promise. Chosen one, your beginnings may have been drenched in lack, but your legacy? It's soaked in overflow. What your ancestors endured, you came. D&D, everyone wants abundance. But can you still praise when you're broke? Can you still believe when the bills pile up? Here's the truth most don't want to hear. Before chosen ones step into overflow, they must go through divine testing in the realm of not enough. Not to punish you, but to train your character for what's to come. God gave you just enough food so you'd learn to budget. He let doors close so you'd learn to create from scratch. He delayed the blessings so you'd build discipline, discernment, and humility. Because abundance without an aligned soul becomes destruction. And here's the twist. During your lowest points, people judged your calling by your income. They assumed your value was tied to your status. They couldn't see the oil being crushed inside of you. They saw the lack. But heaven saw the loyalty. And secretly, you didn't snap. You didn't sell out. You didn't give up on your calling, even when it was costing you. And that's why the shift is happening now. The reward isn't just about money. It's about mastery. You passed the test and didn't lose your soul. You've proven that you can be trusted with little. So now, heaven is releasing what's already been promised. And when it comes, it won't just sustain you, it will restore, revive, and rebuild everything that lack tried to destroy. Not all poverty is physical. Some of the worst poverty lives in the mind. Let's get real, chosen one. The biggest trap set against abundance is mindset programming. I don't deserve more. Rich means greedy. I shouldn't outshine family. If I gain wealth, I'll lose myself. Generational poverty taught you how to play small. Society taught you to normalize stress. And religion, sometimes, taught you that sacrifice meant shortage. But here's the awakening. Scarcity is not divine. Survival is not the goal of your spiritual journey. You were not created to suffer forever for someone else's sins or shame. When God says He'll bless your storehouse, when divine law says, give and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, that's not theory. That's blueprint. And you're awakening from the lie. You're seeing money as a tool, not a trap. You're seeing abundance as a mirror of your frequency. You're no longer apologizing for wanting more because you now understand it's not just for you. You're assigned to build with it, break with it, bless with it. And that shift, from fear to faith, is releasing new energy into your atmosphere. People will notice you walk differently, talk differently. Your bank balance may not have changed overnight, but your agreement with lack has been revoked. You've cut the cord to the curse. Poverty is no longer your identity. You're not surviving, you're stepping into overflow, assignment, and soul-led Abu. Dance. From the inside out, you've probably noticed. The closer you get to peace, provision, and purpose, the more intense the attacks become. That's not coincidence, it's confirmation. Here's something many don't say out loud. The moment you start moving out of the poverty trap, every force tied to your old life starts trying to pull you back in. You may have felt it. Unexpected bills right after saving some money, doubts creeping in the night before an opportunity, heavy emotions suddenly hitting you after declaring, I'm done with lack. That's spiritual warfare. Not against your present, but your becoming. The enemy isn't attacking your bank account, he's attacking your agreement with abundance. Because once you break up with struggle, poverty loses its legal right. When divine provision is near, chaos tries to confuse you. Because if it can't stop the blessing, maybe it can distract the recipient. Some of this isn't even new temptation. It's recycled tests, old patterns, people returning out of nowhere. Why? Because the cycle is trying to renew itself one last time before it breaks. Permanently. But you can't go back now. You've come too far and you know too much. The tension you're feeling is spiritual labor. It means you're about to birth a new financial identity. So when life gets loud, go silent. When attacks rise, stay rooted. You're not being resisted because you're failing, you're being attacked because you're rising. The storm only comes right before wealth rains from heaven. Heaven is not broke, and the end-time remnant will not beg. There is a supernatural wealth transfer happening, and those who were last financially in their families are about to be first. All over the world, chosen ones are receiving spirits-shaking dreams, financial upgrades, radical breakthrough stories, and feeling an invisible shift in their spirit. Lightbulb, this is not random. It's prophetic alignment. We are entering a time where those who stayed faithful during famine are now being positioned for harvest season, a spiritual unlocking of gifts being monetized, opportunities divinely aligned, resources being released through unexpected channels, promises being fulfilled after long droughts. This is what scripture and ancient prophecy meant when it said, "The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous." Proverbs 13 verse 22. That doesn't mean we steal. It means the system is shifting. It means power is being repositioned. And you, chosen one, yes, you are included. But not everyone will walk in this shift because alignment is key. Here's what activates the wealth transfer. Clean hands, not perfect, but pure in intention, divine stewardship. Your desire for overflow must be mission-led, radical trust. This isn't about logic. It's about obedience to divine instruction. When you give where you're led, when you stay where God places you, when you release what no longer aligns, you are aligning with abundance that's been stored up for this exact hour. The transfer doesn't come to the entitled. It comes to the entrusted. You've been faithful. You've stayed humble. You didn't break when others bowed. Now heaven is banking on you. Prepare to receive with honor, not fear. Because you're not stealing wealth, you're reclaiming destiny. Money without purpose isn't a blessing, it's a burden. But for a chosen one, that abundance is loaded with assignment. Let's be clear, God is not blessing you just so you can ball out. Yes, you'll be sustained. Yes, you'll finally breathe financially. But the abundance that's being released over your life is holy. It has divine strings attached, like keys to doors others can't open. When the poverty cycle breaks, you're not just stepping into wealth. You're stepping into your builder season, where your money funds kingdom work, community restoration, family healing, legacy foundations you didn't have growing up. And this is where many miss it. They think a dollar amount equals success. But chosen ones measure wealth by impact, alignment, and freedom. You are not a consumer, you are a conduit. Money moves through you to heal systems, people, lands, and the enemy knows a wealthy, awake chosen one is unstoppable. That's why he fought your finances so hard. He hoped you'd give up before giving birth. He hoped you'd settle for just enough. But you never stopped believing. You never kept the blessing to yourself. And now God can trust you with more. You're not only breaking the curse of not enough, you're birthing a realm of more than enough, with mission. Your wealth isn't just for comfort, it's for kingdom change. And once you understand that, your supply will never run dry. Let's say it plain. You were never created to survive, not to scrape by, not to stretch pennies, not to live in constant anxiety about the next bill. There's been a global misconditioning, especially spiritual people, that glorifies lack, that tells you being broke is being humble, that confuses scarcity with righteousness. But listen closely. Survival mode is not sacred. Scraping by is not holy. God didn't design you to panic every 30 days. You are not here to live off breadcrumbs when you're an heir to divine inheritance. Check-to-check living is a system meant to exhaust, distract, and enslave. It keeps dreamers tired, visionaries small, chosen ones in survival loops instead of impact platforms. And you felt it, haven't you? Every time you tried to rise, an unexpected cost pulled you back. Every time you began saving, a breakdown, a betrayal, or bad news hit. You weren't just facing financial problems, you were fighting a spiritual program designed to delay your destiny. But that covenant is being canceled in this season. God is turning barely enough into more than enough. Not just randomly, but because you've learned, white heavy check mark, how to steward, white heavy check mark, how to tithe when it hurt, white heavy check mark, how to trust even without proof, white heavy check mark, how to honor God above gain. Now, promotion is chasing you. Not because you're lucky, but because you're ready. Enough of surviving. You weren't made for scarcity. You're being elevated into overflow that reflects your new mindset. From anxiety to abundance. From pressure to promise. You will never live check to check again. Period. You've shouted. You've prayed. You've declared. The curse is broken. But let me ask, are you prepared for what's coming? When spiritual cycles end, natural preparation begins. You've been broken, rebuilt, and refined. Now comes the responsibility to hold, manage, and multiply the blessing that's rushing in. Because truth is, most people sabotage their own harvest by not being positioned when it arrives. God is not just releasing funds. He's testing systems. He's checking mindset. He's asking, can I trust you to fund what I've assigned? Can I trust you to build, not brag? Can you feed others while remaining full yourself? This next season has financial elevation attached, but wisdom must lead. Ask yourself, small blue diamond, is your spending in alignment with your calling? Small blue diamond, do you have systems for overflow? Small blue diamond, are you planting where God says? Small blue diamond, or are you letting past fears block present fruit? The curse has been broken, but curses can restart through carelessness. And that's not your portion. This is your Joseph moment. You've been through the pit, through prison, and now you're approaching the palace. And you're not coming for comfort. You're coming to store grain for others. You're coming for generational stability. Because this wealth isn't just survival money, it's legacy formation. This is not the time to act rich. This is the time to build wealth with reverence. God blessed you with freedom, now honor Him by stewarding it. Never again will you return to financial slavery. Because the curse didn't just break, you outgrew it. You were never just a worker. You are a royal heir, a divine builder. And it's time to reclaim what was stolen. Can I remind you of something? You are royal, not because of your bank account, but because of your bloodline in the spirit. From surviving, you're now rising into sovereignty. The system trained you to be dependent. The world positioned you to be silent. The curse tried to make you small, but heaven has been whispering to your soul. You're more than this. Wake up. You are the lender, not the borrower. You've survived too long. Now it's time to build kingdoms, not recover crumbs. You were never meant to get by. You're designed to establish spiritual infrastructure, lead families and communities out of delay, break cycles not with tantrums, but with territory, reign in finances, faith, and purpose. This is sovereignty, divine dominion rooted in love, stewardship, and wisdom. You're not asking permission anymore. You're not looking for validation. You're not waiting for breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. Get used to the crown. Get used to being blessed and unmoved. Get used to being trusted with more. Because this rise isn't revenge, it's restoration. Your spiritual birthright is being activated. You're not just out of the storm. You're standing on new soil, with new shoes. And heaven is saying, rule here. Chosen one, this is no longer survival. This is your season of soul-level sovereignty. And nothing can block it now. The poverty cycle is not just weakening, it's done. Debt, buried. Your finances are rising. But so is your assignment. So is your identity. So is your mission. Stay ready. Stay aligned. Stay wise. Because the next time someone asks you how you broke the curse, you'll say, God broke it, and I was finally ready to build what He gave me. They saw your bank account and judged your purpose. What they didn't see was that your struggle was spiritual strategy. In this world, poverty is often labeled as laziness or poor choices. But what most don't realize is that some chosen ones go through divine poverty seasons, not because they're cursed, but because they're called. Let that sink in. You were being stripped to be strengthened. The losses? Part of your sharpening. The lack? Part of your soul's purification. The stretch and the stress? Tools God used to elevate your spirit before He could elevate your life. You weren't broke because you were broken. You were isolated because overflow is heavy. He trained your hands through the war. He taught you to budget when others wasted. He showed you how to multiply when they barely knew how to manage. And now the storm has shifted. But you carry the wisdom, the patience, the trust it shaped in you. The season you thought was your downfall was your divine setup. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. And when elevation comes, you're not wondering if you're ready, you know you were built for it. Not everyone is meant to eat at your wealthy table, and spiritual wealth will always create distance before it brings blessing. When your poverty cycle breaks, something strange happens. People change. You may notice loved ones becoming distant, old friends canceling plans, people treating your growth like it's arrogance. That's not betrayal. It's separation by elevation. God is separating you from people who are attached to your old life, so you don't carry them into a promise they're not aligned for. Poverty loved your dependency. Your comfort zone loved your limits. But elevation, it requires responsibility, discipline, solitude, sobriety of spirit. And sometimes the price for riches is silence. When no one understands this next season isn't casual, it's called. You're not better than them. You're just chosen for this assignment. Some people only celebrated you when you struggled. Now that you're winning spiritually and financially, they're suddenly offended. Let them go. You're not being cold, you're being called. Before God blesses you with more, He always clears the room. Don't fear the silence. Don't mourn over lost relationships. The table you're being set at wasn't meant for everyone. Wealth has movement, and you're moving up. There was a time you cried for someone to help you. Now, you're becoming what you once needed. Remember when you prayed for a miracle check, a second chance, a place to stay, someone to believe in you? Those weren't just prayers, they were patterns of what you were born to become. God didn't just rescue you to bless you. He rescued you to bless others through you. And as the cycle of poverty ends, you will begin to see with new eyes. You won't just chase miracles. You will become one. Doved, you will be the one others come to when their soul is starving. You will be the one who says, "Here, it's already paid for." He will sponsor dreams, break chains, rebuild foundations. But because you've experienced the pain, you won't carry the pride. Because you lost everything, you won't gatekeep the blessing. It's not just about wearing success. It's about wearing grace while holding wealth. You are wealth made flesh. Your healed heart is the greatest currency. You're not just being blessed, you're being transformed into a blessing. You're someone's answered prayer. Money isn't attracted to hustle, it's attracted to purpose. You were told, grind hard, work harder, never sleep. And then you woke up exhausted, broke, and misaligned. But now you realize, real abundance doesn't flow from burnout, it flows from divine flow. This is the hidden law. Right arrow when you operate in assignment, resources chase you. Right arrow when you honor your calling, provision finds you. Right arrow when you stop chasing gain and pursue the goal God gave you, wealth aligns. You felt it already? When you said yes to something purpose-led, doors opened. When you helped someone and didn't charge, blessings came unexpectedly. When you served from love, people gave from the heart. That's not magic, that's divine order. Work isn't the problem, misalignment is. And now you're beginning to move from force to faith. From doing what I have to doing what I was created to. Your wealth won't come from pretending. It'll come from presence. You don't need out of the system, you need into your assignment. Because when you show up authentically, God funds your function. And from this day on, you're not just chasing income, you're flowing in impact. In your quietest season, heaven stamped your name. Though the world hasn't seen it yet, Spirit has already declared it, approved. There's a moment when things start shifting, but nothing around you reflects it yet. Your bank account still looks low, your living conditions still look tight, your phone is dry, but your spirit is on fire. That's because the blessing has already been registered in the spirit realm, even if it hasn't manifested in the natural yet. This is called advanced approval, love letter. Heaven has signed off on your new season. Your name is on lists you've never seen. Your voice is being mentioned in rooms you haven't entered. Because you don't step into wealth. You grow into an identity that wealth was already drawn to. You think you're waiting on the breakthrough? Truth is, the breakthrough is being aligned with you. And while others chase trends and grind, you're resting in the confirmation that it's already done in the heavenlies. Don't panic when nothing looks different yet. Because spiritually, everything has already changed. You're approved, chosen, funded. Now just walk in that truth and watch the world catch up.